this morning, artificial intelligence has become a household topic, and now it also joins the political discussion of the Commonwealth. Plus, we continue to hear from different groups surrounding the controversy of the Safer Kentucky Act.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6 a.m. on Tuesday, January 30th. Now let's send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. 32 outside our studios here at WYMT. Had a few breaks in the clouds, but not as much as we have seen to the east and to the south. I'll show you in just a moment. Headlines this morning, some early icy spots, especially where we do have the fog forming. Showers of bursts of rain arriving as we head through this afternoon, continuing into this evening. Unsettled tomorrow before a nice stretch of weather starts Thursday and lasts into the first half of this coming weekend. Temperature-wise, 30s, look toward UVA-wise and Clintwood, Middlesboro to Jacksboro, 20s. Look at the visibility now in those locations. Jacksboro, pea soup thick your way. A smidge better at UVA-wise on the latest report. We'll show you the web camera coming up about 10-15 minutes. Pinpoint Doppler radar quiet now. It won't be this afternoon. The breaks in the clouds right through here. It's the reason why we do have the fog this morning. And that's the shower activity we'll be tracking on the Pinpoint Doppler radar later this afternoon with Cameron during the early evening newscast at 4. All right, in the meantime, the 12-hour planner as we head through today. Breaks of sunshine. Showers arrive this afternoon, continuing to this evening. Perhaps a burst of rain as well, and a high of 49. More about the bright, beautiful end of the week. The First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in a few moments. Olivia?
Tim, thank you. A well-known hazard businessman has died. Bill Pollard died Saturday at the Greg and Noreen Wells Hospice Care Center. As a young man, he founded East Kentucky Carpet, which grew and was successful for the past 45 years. He was also known as a car enthusiast and someone who had never met a stranger. His visitation will be Wednesday evening from 6 until 8 at Maggard's Mountain View Chapel. His funeral is Thursday at 1, also at the funeral home. Bill Pollard was 79 years old. A Pulaski County man is facing charges after police say he falsely reported an incident. It happened Sunday afternoon when deputies with the sheriff's office were dispatched to a hospital regarding a report of a stabbing. 21-year-old Andrew Stringer claimed he was stabbed in the back when he was on the side of the road. After an investigation, deputies determined that Stringer had been involved in an altercation with a homeowner in Lincoln County. Officials later discovered Stringer was the perpetrator in the incident. And also in Pulaski County, a man is facing charges after police reportedly found suspected meth in his possession. It happened last week when deputies performed a traffic stop on 41-year-old Dustin Barnett. Deputies learned Barnett had an active Pulaski District court warrant and failure to appear. Barnett was arrested and taken to the Pulaski County Detention Center. The Kentucky Chamber of Commerce hosted the inaugural Artificial Intelligence Summit yesterday in Lexington. The event brought together business leaders, policymakers, and AI experts. They discussed the impacts and opportunities AI technology has on businesses. State Representative Josh Bray co-authored an AI task force resolution to look at how the state could regulate the technology and how it can be used to improve efficiency.
Think back to 2020 when the unemployment system was overloaded. How helpful would something like this have been so that it could help pre-screen applicants?
State Representative Bray says he has introduced a bill on autonomous or unmanned vehicles that would allow the Department of Transportation to establish a regulatory framework around the issue. Conversations continue around a controversial bill that promises to reduce crime rates in Kentucky, but many organizations fear the Safer Kentucky Act will criminalize homelessness in the process. Grayson Passmore heard from some of these groups as House Bill 5 sits in the Senate, awaiting its fate.
The potential for stigma and dehumanization is there.
The controversial and wide-sweeping anti-crime House Bill 5 passed through to the Senate. The Safer Kentucky Act would rewrite much of the state's criminal code, including allowing police to fine and arrest homeless people for what it calls unlawful camping. Democrats backed a floor motion on Thursday to cut the public homelessness sections, but the attempt was defeated, leaving language that worries some, like Adrienne Bush, the executive director of the Homeless and Housing Coalition of Kentucky.
That some of the folks who are experiencing unsheltered homelessness are victims of domestic violence. They may be veterans. They may be families with children. It is, and if that is who we are wanting to support, this legislation as it's currently drafted will do none of those things.
The bill would also add to the state's stand your ground law, giving property owners the ability to confront illegal campers with a gun or other force and not face consequences.
And it really does come down to whether we treat people like human beings or not.
As amended, the bill would allow Kentuckians to sleep in vehicles in public for up to 12 hours, which previously wasn't allowed at all. If passed in the Senate, the bill will land on Governor Andy Beshear's desk.
And trying to tailor the right type of approach that truly helps some people that might be in crisis, where some assistance could lift them up, as well as ensuring, though, that we're ultimately keeping the public safe.
In Frankfort, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
House Bill 5 also proposes a three-strike law that would require those convicted of their third violent felony to be sentenced to life without probation or parole. Republican lawmakers in favor of the bill say the measure looks to reduce violent crime and increase penalties. The ACLU of Kentucky held a virtual conference last night where they asked for help pushing back on what they call harmful legislation. Some Kentucky lawmakers are working to ban conversion therapy for minors. 7 Democrats and a Republican filed House Bill 330. It would ban efforts to forcibly change a child's gender identity or orientation. Psychologists say conversion therapy can cause long-term damage. The bill has not been assigned a committee. Similar efforts have failed in past years. And a new bill could ban kids from using phones in Kentucky classrooms. Rockcastle County Representative Josh Bray filed House Bill 383 Friday. According to the Herald Leader, Bray says it would require schools to ban almost all cell phone use during class. There would be exceptions for emergencies and some instructional situations. The bill has not been assigned a committee. The Mountain Arts Center is making plans to bring some special sounds to the stage, working with a band that includes a Floyd County native. WYMT's Buddy Forbes shares the story behind the sounds.
Man, this band is something else.
Josh Martin's latest musical venture is bringing melodies to the mountains.
We're pouring our heart and soul into this music, and we're really making magic happen.
The Floyd County native debuted his new band at the Mountain Arts Center last April, bringing the American acoustic sound to the heart of Appalachia.
You're the Woodbox Heroes is.
Proving his mentors right and bringing a unique sound to the mountain region.
I had a high school teacher that her dream for me was to be on the Opry. And when I graduated high school, she gave me a 100-year-old quarter and wished me luck with that. And she said, I know that I'm going to see you on the Opry stage.
Gaining more success with the talent-soaked band when they debuted at the Grand Ole Opry last August.
It was like I felt right at home. You know, everything settled in, and I looked around, and there was 4,000 people sitting there getting ready to hear you play. And with that group of friends, it really was an experience of a lifetime.
Martin said there is just a chemistry, with Barry Bells, Janae Fleener, Seth Taylor, and Matt Menifee bringing veteran talent to the team, showcasing the music they found in the mountains.
And the heritage that we have, and the talent that we have, and how we choose to spotlight that talent.
And bringing it back to Martin's home with pride. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
You can catch the group on the Mountain Arts Center stage February 24th at 7 p.m. Tickets are available at the box office and online.